Hey guys, Drutter here. It's May the 11th, 2016. I'm coming to you from my office here in the Vancouver area. Yes, I have found a rental unit. Miraculously, and through much hard work, I found a rental here in the Vancouver area. So I will be staying, and I will be able to do not only my local activism, but I'll be able to restabilize here and get back to full-time YouTube activism and all the other educational stuff that I've done for years and intend to continue. First of all, before I start, I just want to mention all these spots on the screen. Sorry about that. My audio and video equipment are not up to par. The sound is probably not very good either. The lens has, dirt or whatever all over it. You can really see it when I'm aiming at this mono colored background. But sorry about that. I will upgrade as finances allow. That won't be right away. Like I said, got to stabilize here. As you may know, my grandmother, who I was living with and helping to not die in a facility, died in her home successfully, as we had intended in January, just about 4 months ago. And unfortunately, during the time, many decades that she lived there, her house appreciated in value, especially in the last year or two, to about $2 million. Well, not the house, just the piece of land that it's on in the Vancouver area, in the suburbs. And so my family, who inherited the house quickly, moved me out of there and sold the house. So that put me in a bit of limbo there for a little while. I did spend some time homeless. That was an interesting experience. I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot. And there was 3 months of non-stop searching. It felt like musical chairs, honestly, and it's sort of at the end of every month, everybody, all the renters are scrambling for these chairs, which is actually the rental units in the town, and there aren't enough for everybody to get a spot. So there are people left out, and you kind of drop out of the game at the end of each month as the music stops, i.e. it's time to get into a rental unit, and those people who aren't and don't have anywhere end up either homeless or moving up north or to a different province or something. It's a terrible market situation right now. There's people who have lived here all their lives. I talk to guys my age, people who went to high school here, same age as me and stuff, and they're moving up north, or they're moving into Alberta, or just going to Ontario or something, or even overseas, because there's just not the opportunities here. Not only not opportunities, there's no rental units. I have the funds. I've always managed to have the funds. I have a private, small business online that makes money and pays the bills. I've had the funds to pay rent. It's just that I can't find anyone willing to take me. And is that because of how I look or anything? I don't think so. I dress and look pretty normal to most people, and act pretty normal. It's just that they want to see pay stubs, right? They want to see pay stubs from someone else. They want to see that you're employed by someone else. Otherwise, they don't want you living in their place. And I can understand, because it's definitely not a renter's market. It is a landlord's market. And the abuse that's heaped onto renters right now is pretty sad. And just the inability to find somewhere to live. And there's a lot of people on the streets that have money, but are on the streets because there's nowhere to live. And part of that's because there's a lot of houses that have been purchased by overseas investors who don't even occupy the houses and they don't even live in Canada or have any family in Canada or whatever. It's not a good situation here in Vancouver. It's the second worst, I think, behind either Sydney or Hong Kong, the second worst rental market in the world right now to afford and to find a place. But like I said, after 3 months of non-stop searching and diligence, I had to sleep on a fellow activist's couch for about a month there. Stayed in some Airbnb type situations, and just sort of relied on the kindness of friends and contacts and fellow activists. So, a big thank you and big love and respect out to those activists who helped me out when I needed it. Because those activists who create and who sustain and heal other activists themselves are doing exponential activism, I guess you could call it, because it's from there they are enabling other activists to go out and to continue the cause. So I'm not going to say their names, they know who they are, but thank you so much to those two people who really stepped in, and all the others that have helped me out. I've met a lot of people, great people in Vancouver. There is a huge grassroots, strong community underneath underneath the rest of society, existing peacefully and in liberty, and it's really exciting to get involved with, and I'm going to talk more about that soon too. But right now it's just a bit of a channel update and kind of a tour of the place. So yeah, I'm now in a place where I'm a very short walk to shops, services, medication, and transit. So that's really what I was looking for, and I found that. I'm just so pleased. It feels very lucky that I'm here. And the place is big enough that I can have a proper office. I'll show you, well, I'll show you my battery chargers there. I'll show you my battery chargers. I'll show you, it's not set up yet. I will show you, I will show you around a little bit more. I don't like to aim the camera at my own personal belongings and stuff. They're all kind of laid out. But we are here in the office, and this is where a lot of good work's going to get done. And I'm hoping to stay here for at least a year, but possibly longer if it's a stable situation. You know, I don't like to move, and we're going to stabilize now and go back to full-time. Well, we've been doing full-time local activism, but go back to being able to do it a little bit more online too, because I feel our vulnerability has been lowered a little bit by this move. Now that we're here, I feel a little bit more privacy, a little bit more, just a bit more safety here, and looking forward to getting back into more YouTube activism, which is what a lot of you watching this video right now would be interested in hearing, because a lot of people like to watch my YouTube channel. I have been active on Facebook, doing public updates, so I'll put a link down below to my contact info, and you can follow me on Facebook if you want to, if that's your thing. I have been using it to keep track of other activists and events that are going on locally. So you can follow what I say publicly on there. It's no problem. And yeah, I'm very excited to return to full-time as finances allow. That will happen. So that is the channel update. That's what's going on. All right, time for the tour. Outside I've got some pavement and some grass. And then when you go inside, there's a lock on the door, as well as some curtains and a light switch. I have a welcome mat and a living room and a kitchen. They're kind of divided by a line on the floor. In fact, that's all you're going to see in this video is the floor. Sorry. I'm kind of a private person, so this is really the only kind of tour I can give Google. Yeah. But I do have, well, I have a stool. Let's see. There's a stove in the kitchen and a storage area there. Storage is very good. I always relied on my food storage. It's a bitch to move, your food storage, I'll tell you that much. But you will never regret storing food. I'll do videos on that too. I've done them in the past. But yeah, there's a bathroom in here. Sort of typical. Same tile in here. You don't really need to see the toilet and sink anyway. Not that interesting. What else is there? A lot of belongings, and they're still kind of scattered everywhere. I've been, yeah, you know how moving is. Got a hallway. Yeah, the bedroom is fairly typical. There's walls and curtains and blinds, and then I've sort of put up an extra piece of fabric over top of this curtain so I can have a little more sleep in the early morning. What else do we got here? The living room is pretty sweet. I have cool stuff like some glassware, a couple of different larger ones like those, and then I have some smaller glassware like this one here. That's for doing medicinal dabs. I'll go more into that later. And then we can go in here into the office. And here in the office I have some of the things that I will need to get back to doing videos again. You want to know another thing that's a bitch to move? Metal coins. You know, if you have a lot of gold and silver and you're having trouble moving your gold and silver, that's a good problem to have. You know what problem I have? Ooh! I thought I could pick that up with one hand, but anyway. Yeah. Oh, copper storage. Not really sure if it's worth it. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. Talk to you guys soon. Lots more good stuff coming on this channel. get ready for the next phase. Thanks to everybody who helped me get through this last few months. Looking forward to good times.